So, I also unfortunately have to give you a little bit of a bad news here today, and that is that we cannot today disclose the list of assets and the gross amounts that we actually had planned to do. And let me take a step back and sort of explain that decision for you. I think Chris stated very clearly that one of the key priorities we have with BMC, which I think my chairman Lars has said a number of times, and so have I, is that we should be transparent. We have to be transparent. At the same time, there are of course many reasons why you could say that by disclosing information we could risk a little bit our, I would say, effectiveness in getting the money back. But we have sort of felt that from our perspective that a balanced view here would be to see if we can disclose the gross amounts and the client names. I also said that this has to be done professionally, and I've said that we cannot have a situation where the clients would find out through us making this made public that they are being transferred to BMC. The banks have to have the chance to inform their clients and do that appropriately. Now, when this now has happened, we found ourselves in a situation where it looks like there are a couple of cases here, still don't know how many, where there might be actually performing loans that has been transferred to us, i.e. clients which are not in sort of a non-performing situation. And some of them are actually in very critical refinancing discussions right now. So they come back and basically say that you are causing us economic damage if we are basically revealing this, because they would be, I would say, blanketed under the non-performance and some of the people that caused basically the need for recapitalizing the banks, which honestly I actually don't have the facts yet, but we suspect that it's true. So that would be, we would cause basically something which is very counterproductive to our overall purpose here, and that sort of make sure that we do this in an appropriate way. And given that, we of course went back and rechecked basically, can we still do this, or are we ending up with basically a situation where we'll be sued immediately because we're causing economic damage to people? And unfortunately we have then taken sort of the appropriate legal opinions, and we find ourselves in a situation where we feel that we don't have enough legal grounds in order to actually disclose this. There is an article in our law, the SUXP, and it's actually Article 4, Paragraph 7, which basically sort of makes us, at least according to legal opinion, subject to the same bank secrecy as the banks have in this respect. That's a complication that we have been aware of, but we also felt that it could be done basically. But given sort of the situation, we have had to make doubly sure that we are not sort of putting ourselves in a situation where actually the credibility of BMC would be destroyed immediately because we get sued because we cause damage, and that's absolutely counterproductive to what we are supposed to do. So that is the situation. We are of course working now with the stakeholders here, because I think you're aware that everybody, our owner would like very much, and they are aligned with basically our transparency principle, that they would like of course this information to be public. I also want to state that we would like to make sure that the appropriate information is made public. So we probably would be, I think there have been some suggestions that a lot should be disclosed from us, and of course we like to have a balanced view on that we are not causing ourselves and putting ourselves in a situation where we will actually be ineffective in terms of getting the money back for us all. And the other point is that it shouldn't sort of cause a tremendous workload on this organization right now in order to fulfill all these public requirements. But apart from that, we are of course proactively trying to be transparent. But unfortunately I have this bad news for today. I still think it will be done, but I cannot sort of tell you when, unfortunately.